I'd like to read excerpts from the speech I delivered at my aunt Emilie Schenkl's funeral some 25 years ago. I travelled to Europe with my parents Subhas and Subhas Chandra Bose, my brother and sister Chitra in November 1948. After an extensive tour of Italy and Switzerland, we arrived in Prague. From Prague, we travelled to Vienna. It was quite late at night when our train pulled into the station in Vienna. As we alighted, we noticed an attractive lady wearing a black overcoat and hat waiting on the near empty platform. On seeing us, she rushed forward and said to my father, "It's he, only advanced in years." We realized that she was alluding to the striking similarity in looks between the two brothers, Sharat and Subhas. Then she opened her handbag and pulled out an envelope. She handed it over to my father and said, "I have been waiting for this moment to hand over this to you personally." It was a handwritten letter in Bengali which Subhas had written to his brother informing him about his marriage and the birth of his daughter. She began to call my father Mezda, just like her husband used to, and immediately became part and parcel of the Bose family. That was our first meeting with Emilie Schenkl. As mutually decided, we set off for Emilie's apartment on Ferrogasi 24 the next morning. In my father's great eagerness to meet Anita, we arrived a trifle early and found Aunty, as Emilie was popularly known in the family, was still busy cleaning up the apartment. When Anita appeared, she had been sent off to play with her friends. My father was overcome with emotion. Tears flowed down his cheeks as he stroked her face lovingly, repeating all the while that she was just like Kuka, a special name she had for his brother Subhas. Being a very emotional person, he wanted to take Emilie and Anita back to India. This wish, however, remained unfulfilled, as Sharat Bose died a little over a year later. Besides, Aunty was reluctant to go to India and live off the glory of her husband. She disliked publicity and remained a very private person, although a very involved and affectionate family member to the last. Indeed, it needed courage for her to single-handedly bring up Anita in the immediate aftermath of the war in Europe, but never compromised on her principles. Her independent mindedness and strength of character in the face of adversity was indeed admirable. We spent some lovely days in Vienna with our newfound family. My father would delight in taking Anita out and buying her present. As it was nearing Anita's birthday on 29th November, my father brought her dresses, socks and shoes, toys and many other things. One day, Aunty told him, "Please excuse me for saying this, Mezda, but I must request you not to give Anita so much. You see, she might expect all this when you are gone, and I won't be able to afford it." Aunty was determined to bring up Anita well without overindulging her. Her restraint and dignity made her truly special. I went to live in Vienna with my husband Netaji Ray in 1951. Netaji, a doctor, was in Vienna for his postgraduate studies. Our first child, Ashish, was born in Vienna in the summer of 1951. And I shall never forget Auntie's loving care while I was expecting the baby and after he was born. She never let me feel the absence of my mother and would keep reminding me, I am your mother here. Indeed, the love and affection that both Aunty and Umama, Auntie's mother, showered on my husband and me at this time is unforgettable. It is quite amazing how Aunty identified with the family and Indian customs without ever having visited India. The time that I spent in Vienna with Aunty, Anita, Umama, my son and husband are some of my fondest memories.